so we're here at the Week 14 picks. I was really putting this together, and I'm like, I don't really see a personal game of the week that I want to put on this schedule. I think Buffalo is not doing as hot, and I don't trust them a lot against Tampa as much as I would have earlier in the season. Stuff like Baltimore, Cleveland, which at the beginning of the season would have been game of the week, and now it's just I don't know how to feel about the North. The North just feels like they're like they don't know how to win games, and they're just all tired and gassed and just. And I get injuries, obviously. Was it Marlon Humphreys out for the season? I believe. I believe that's who it was. And stuff like that. I theoretically could have put Raiders, Kansas City as my game of the week. So there's some Dallas, Washington could have. But, a lot of divisional games, but it's nothing that's like, oh, I'm super hyped for this game. And it's just, it is what it is. So no game of the week this week. We do have an upset, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. But starting with the Thursday night game here, tomorrow night, Pittsburgh heads to, I forgot to lowercase the verses. I just noticed that now. Pittsburgh heads to Minnesota. Minnesota, their season, or to at least try to get the North spot here, depends on this game. They need to win this game. Otherwise, if Minnesota loses and the Packers win, Packers secure the North. So in order to stay in the race for the North, Minnesota has to win. That being said, I don't trust Minnesota right now. They have a lot of people out. Dalvin Cook, I think, is out this week. Adam Thielen just got hurt on Sunday against Detroit, so I'm sure he's going to be day-to-day. He's not going to be 100%, so you're going to be relying on Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson to win you this game. And I think that secondary should be enough to at least hold Jefferson at bay, and you're going to have TJ Watt on the line to, help get pressure and whatnot on Kirk Cousins. So I don't trust, this offense a lot for Minnesota, which is why I'm picking Pittsburgh, because I feel like their defense is just going to, help them win this game. I don't trust the offense too much, but I think the defense will be, enough to get it done. They'll hold them to not a ton of points where, maybe a couple interceptions, help them get short fields for them to score, or they can go down and score at least, 14, 21 points, and, that defense keeps them to at least, 10, 13, 17 points, somewhere in there. So that's, again, Minnesota's just too banged up. And, again, I doubt Adam Thielen's going to be, 100%, especially because it's a short week. And, you guess you're at home, so you don't have, the pains of traveling and whatever. But it's still a short week. Still have to get everything ready. And I don't see, an injured Minnesota team being able to win at home. So expect a close game. But I'm picking Pittsburgh to win here. So then, again, I think this, it'll be a fun game, but I don't trust this as my game of the week. Because, a part of me feels like Dallas could win. Again, it's a divisional game. I've said this for weeks. I believe I've even said this last year. You throw logic out the window for divisional games. Anything is possible. I am picking Washington at home. They could win. They could easily win this. I think Dallas could win this. I think that there's, anything is possible, but I'm picking Washington at home just strictly because I feel like they've had, better, they've been pretty good the past couple weeks. You just beat Tampa, who Dallas could not beat. So, I expect fun game, close game. Yes, Tampa for Dallas, that was week 1, so that was, months ago versus, now we're in December. And, way different team now than it was then, obviously. But, Washington showed, they can rely and do 11-minute drives and kill you. Or, their defense can take over too. So, I'm just picking now Washington. But I'm not, super sure because, again, it's a divisional game. This week, and then I think, was it 2 or 3 weeks again, they play in Dallas. These two games are basically for the division. Eagles have fallen off. They should, in order to keep pace, they should have won 2 weeks ago. Who was it? They lost to I don't even remember who they lost to, but they should have won that game. Oh, I think it was the Giants. Yeah, it was the Giants they lost to. So just this is for the division right here. This game, and then it's 2 or 3 weeks down the line again. So then Jacksonville heads to Tennessee. Tennessee not healthy at all. They're limping into the playoffs. They're trying to keep a hold of the South, which again you've already beaten the Colts twice. So there's potential you could do that. You just got to win a couple games. Like you have to win this game. You really have to win this game if you want to, try to keep that lead in the South. I think 2 games ahead of the Colts. I think. I want to say it's 2 games. Something like that. But this is no gimme, but you have to win it. Despite it's a divisional game, but Jacksonville again they've lost to Houston. Not Jacksonville. Tennessee has lost to Houston already. Again, they are still really injured, but this is no gimme, but you have to win this. You just have to in order to keep the maintain and at least get probably the 4th seed is what you're looking at. So, and then speaking of Houston, they host Seattle. I had to get a drink in there real quick. They host Seattle this week. Houston just put up a dud against the Colts last weekend. And both teams here have put up duds in the past couple of weeks. Obviously, Seattle put up a dud against the Packers. Was that 3 weeks ago? And then Houston has now put up a dud last week against Indy. So the 2 dud teams, 2-0 teams, going up against each other in Houston. This should be Seattle's game. They had a pretty convincing win. Well, not. I guess you could call it that. They had a good win against San Francisco last week. Kept them in the playoff race. Shortened the distance between those two for like the 7th seed and whatnot. So I expect Seattle to win, and I expect them to try to push for the playoffs here. Russell Wilson's looking a lot better than he did against Green Bay a couple weeks ago. So returning for that game. But you expect bumps in the road for your first game back. I think they start getting on a streak, and I think they start pushing for the playoffs now because now it's the right time to do so. Then, the Las Vegas Raiders head to the face the Kansas City Chiefs. I am picking the Raiders to upset strictly because Denver's defense held this team to 10 points in the first half. I think the Raiders' defense is better than the Denver defense. I think the Raiders' offense is clearly better than the Denver defense. I think this game should be close. I think if they can hold them to 10 points, I think minimum Raiders can put up and match that 10 points in the first half. I think this could be a real close showdown, a real tight game. Again, Denver's defense started letting up in the second half. Obviously, the offense, there's their own picks, fumbles, and all, 3 and outs, and then just giving the ball right back to the Chiefs. So, you wear out the Denver defense in the second half, which is why they ended up putting 12 more points in the second half. But I think, the Raiders are clearly a better team compared to the Broncos. So I think the Raiders have a chance to beat the Chiefs. I am picking them to beat the Chiefs. So there's my upset of the week for that game. Then I'm going to kind of just skim over this. I'm picking New Orleans here to just beat the Jets. Not a lot to say here. Then Atlanta heads to Carolina. I'm going to kind of skim over this too. I expect Carolina to win a close game. They just fired their offensive coordinator. Was it Tim Brady or something like that? I don't even remember his name. No, Joe Brady. I think is it Joe Brady? I think. I expect their intern. What is it called? I think it's intern head coach. Intern offensive coach, I believe is what they call it. To at least get them a couple wins here. And I think they can beat Atlanta. So, then Baltimore heads to Cleveland. Now, I literally went back and forth in my head for about 15 minutes, just kind of staring at this game because I have absolutely no idea who's going to win. Baltimore just lost to Pittsburgh last week off of a 2-point attempt. I don't agree with it. I've talked about this for the past couple of days. I think they should have just tied it up and tried to go for overtime despite, their defense was gassed and whatnot. But if you win the coin toss, then you have a chance to, go and win the game. So then you don't have to worry about your defense being on the field. Cleveland, injured. They've been up and down and up and down and up and down, and it just don't know what to think about them anymore at all. So I'm picking Cleveland at home strictly because they have home field advantage. I don't know what else to do here. I don't trust the Ravens anymore, especially because they gave the 1 seed to the Patriots. So that sucks. That we have to go through another Patriots being the 1 seed yet again. So absolutely sucks because I don't see them losing a lot coming up. I don't. But I don't trust the Ravens a lot, but I don't trust the Browns either. So I'm hesitantly going with Cleveland here. I very much so expect a bad game, probably within the 20s for both teams here, point-wise. So I don't know. Then the Giants had to face the Chargers. Chargers coming off of a dominating win against the Bengals, who I think a lot of people saw Chargers struggling and said, okay, I think the Bengals are going to win. They just put up 41 on Pittsburgh the other week too. So, I mean, Cincinnati, I don't know what's going on with them. But then, Chargers come in and blow them out. So, I'm picking the Chargers to beat up on the Giants. I think the Chargers are finally starting to say, hey, we have to push for the playoffs. I think we can do that. So, I think that's what they're trying to do right now. So, I'm picking the Chargers here. Detroit heads to Denver here. Now, there's a part of me that wanted to pick Detroit here. I wanted to. I thought they could come off of, the win, use that as motivation. They could go to Denver and beat them. But I decided I'm going to stick with my gut. My gut says to pick Denver here. Denver, you get that home field advantage up in Mile High and whatnot with people. You can't breathe as well up there. So you get that home field advantage up there. And, Denver's just, a better team than the Lions. Now, very easily, the Lions could win this because Denver just does not look that good. But I'm going to pick Denver to win a sloppy, terrible game. There could even be snow for this game for all I know. I don't even know what the weather report is for Denver, but we could very easily have a snow game at this time of year for them. So I would not, very windy game like the Patriots Bills game on Monday night. We could just I don't even know what the weather could be like for this. So I'm picking Denver just because I just feel like that's the obvious choice. So then San Francisco heads to Cincinnati. I don't know how to feel about either of these teams. I thought Cincinnati was a playoff team early on. They've kind of slipped up. San Francisco started to rise again, and then they lose to Seattle on the road. So I'm like, I don't know if I can trust them a lot. I don't know anymore. I'm picking San Francisco in a close game. I don't know how to feel about this game either. There's a lot of games, like, I've already talked about a bunch of games from, I'm hesitantly picking this team or that team. I'm hesitantly picking the Niners because I just don't know how to feel about this game at all. So I'm hoping this is a good game. But I don't know. I don't know. So I just hesitantly picking San Francisco. Then Buffalo heads to Tampa. What can I say? Buffalo's just slipped, and they're not themselves that they were last year. The team that made the AFC championship game, I don't even see them making that. I think maybe you make it to the divisional round. I think you run into a buzzsaw with the Patriots, the Chargers, possibly Kansas City, and possibly maybe whoever comes out of the AFC North. Whoever wins that, you maybe run into. I mean, especially like with the Ravens, when you're with your run defense just being terrible. I mean, if you run into the Ravens may just run all over you too. So, I I mean, I just don't know how to feel about Buffalo. I don't trust them at all. They've already pretty much lost their division. They pretty much have to win out, and New England has to win out or lose a couple games. I don't see that. I could see them maybe losing. Well, maybe 2 games. They could maybe lose 2 games if you can beat them, and then maybe they lose to. Maybe have they played Miami twice? I don't know. Maybe they played the Jets twice. I don't even know. So maybe there's another divisional opponent that they lose to, and then maybe they lose to the Bills. But I don't know. I don't trust the Bills to win the East. So I think they're going to be stuck down at the 5th or 6th seed down there. So you're always going to have to be on the road. So I'm picking Tampa here. I know I don't really mention Tampa, but there's just so much wrong with Buffalo, and I'm not feeling good about them right now at all. So just give me Tampa in a semi-close game. I think Tampa will figure out that this is where we have to use Leonard Fournette and just run through everyone. So, yeah. Then we have the Chicago Bears heading to Green Bay for round 2. Obviously, another divisional game here. Sunday Night Football. I am going to be streaming this game. So I can't wait for that next Sunday, or this coming Sunday, next Sunday, whatever. We're in the middle of the week here, so I can say either or. But can't wait to stream this game. I am picking the Packers strictly because there's potential we could get David Bakhtiari, Jair Alexander, and Zadarius Smith all potentially could come back and be ready to play against the Bears this coming Sunday. Now, I think it was today that they're supposedly supposed to be coming back, and Matt LaFleur is going to see how they go, or how they are and how they're doing. So when you have 3 all-pro, just, superstars coming back, I mean, that's going to make a world of a difference here. You're going to get pressure on him with Zadarius Smith. You're going to have, the number 1 receiver covered, which is, Allen Robinson. And then you're going to have an O-line member back, which, again, with Elton Jenkins going down, having David Bakhtiari on that left side as, Rodgers, his blind side, I believe is what he calls him. Having that all back, you give Rodgers time in the pocket, he's going to torch the Bears defense. So, when you have, again, 3 superstars coming back, you have to pick the Packers just strictly because, I mean, this game is going to be, maybe not all 3 come back, but if you have, Jair and Zadarius Smith come back, that defense gets a lot better. Now, it looks like it's Nick Foles coming back. I don't know what the injury is to Justin Fields. I know it's been, I think, 2 or 3 weeks since he got injured. And I haven't really kept up on the injury. He was supposed to be back, I believe, this past weekend against Arizona, and they just ended up going with Andy Dalton. And so I don't know if they're just kind of holding them off for the rest of the season. And, just after they fire Nagy, and they're just going to, let the new coach take over, and Justin Fields becomes QB1 or what. I don't know. But, if Fields out, you don't have that mobility to worry about with either Andy Dalton or Nick Foles, because neither one of them can run like Justin Fields can run. So, it's going to be pocket passing. So, if you get even just better on defense, I'm totally fine with, one or 2 of these superstars coming back on defense. Totally fine with that. So, I expect someone to come back. I don't know who it is, but I expect someone to come back. We should get more information Friday, Saturday. I'll probably make a video if we do get more information on that. But I feel like, when you have a team that's getting healthy and people coming back, I feel like you just got to pick the Packers here. So, then the LA Rams head to Arizona to face the Cardinals for the round 2. This is Monday Night Football. This is very good. We've had back-to-back, good matchups for Monday night. Now, you can say Patriots Buffalo did not live up to the hype and whatnot because it was so windy. And they basically had a blizzard at pregame too. So going through all the winter elements out there in Buffalo. But, on paper, that was a good game. Heading into the game, it looked like it was going to be going to be fun. On paper, this one's the same way. Now, I'm picking Arizona at home. Kyler Murray back, DeAndre Hopkins back. They're getting healthy. They're getting better. And the Rams just have not looked good against good teams. They've not looked that good. So I think this is a game that you have to win if you're the Rams to try to keep up with the Cardinals. But I don't know if they can do that. I don't. I think the Cardinals pull this out. Maybe it's close. Maybe this is a real close game, real fun game to watch. But I just don't trust the Rams' offense or defense, for that matter, right now in the season. I don't. I think the Rams are going to be stuck at the 5th or the 6th seed, just trying to hang on in the playoffs, and you have to go on the road to whoever you're facing. So I just, not a lot of faith in them right now. So, that's wrapping up, though. That's the Week 14 picks. We'll be back again Sunday. I will be streaming the Packers-Chicago game. Maybe I stream another game during the day. We'll see. I'll think about it. But other than that, we're gonna have other stuff coming up. I'm not doing a playoff picture after this week. I'm gonna wait till Week 15 to start doing that. As I've stated, the past, was it Sunday? I believe I did the thing. Sunday or Monday. I'm going to do it week 15, 16, 17, 18, and just, wrap up the end of the year as teams get eliminated, as teams move up and down. But I'm going to wait a week, so not week 14, so week 15 next week is when I will come back and start doing the playoff picture again. So, look forward to that. There should be a skit up already. Should have gone up yesterday afternoon-ish. It's about Mac Jones and whatnot, so I'm not going to spoil it, but it's little hints there. For now, though, like the video, share the video around. Don't forget to subscribe. We are on that road to 200. We're getting there. I think last I checked, I think about 7 away, I want to say, somewhere around there. But we're on the road to 200, though. So I would greatly appreciate to try to get there by the end of the year. But I'm out of here for now. Peace.